Before we begin today's episode, I wanted to give you a quick reminder. It's interesting to consider that when God made various fruits, He made the seeds to appear within the fruit. Therefore, if you enjoy an avocado, you can take the pit out of it, you can plant it, and grow your own avocado tree. Unfortunately, such is not the case with a lot of things that man makes. We've become rather dependent upon toilet paper, and when you get to the end of the toilet paper, there is something in the middle, but it's not a seed, it's just a core. So if you plant this, you cannot grow your own toilet paper. But there is some toilet paper that you can grow, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Mullein is an incredible, fuzzy, soft, palm-sized leaf, a wonderful natural plant across a lot of the world. We've been growing it for a number of years here on our property, and the good news is we've been saving seeds. In our Homesteaders Co-op store, we even offer up mullein seeds for sale. I only have this now because I planned for my future, and I planted this before. If you plant now, by the time you can't get your own toilet paper, you may be able to use those seeds you planted to generate your own toilet paper on your own property, and therefore you won't have to resort to things like this. Just a friendly reminder, I'll pin a link to the mullein seeds in the top comment. It's not that we're trying to make money off of people's time of desperate need, but I just wanted to help equip others to take matters into their own hands. Biodegradable, compostable, renewable. Save the trees. And now for our featured presentation. Huge teeth. Those really are huge teeth. Let me try something here. Oh, this one actually bit me in the shoe. But it looks like a female. So Pinky Pepper lately has been curious about checking in their pouches. No, that's a boy.
Oh.
Huh.
Screen stuff.
So live traps are great to check things out. This guy's a little male. I thought it might be that female we saw the other day and got to peek in her pouch, but it's not. It's a little male. You can see him shivering. I'm thinking he's kind of scared. So we're gonna let him go about his merry way. Okay, if we catch that female though, we're gonna peek in her pouch and see how the babies are developing. You're free to go. You're free to go. So opossum, asparagus, and cilantro, it's not a catch, clean, and cook. As you can see, we let the possum go. Don't eat those. It's about late enough I don't want to wait any longer with this to get this present in. If you saw our video about like urban homesteading horror stories, part of what our friends up there are doing is getting rid of a lot of their useful things and putting them other places. They took out a bunch of asparagus and strawberry beds and gave them to other people, and they gave us some of their asparagus roots. I don't know if you can see that. These are already sprouting, which isn't really an issue other than the fact they're not tucked in. I just came out here to the asparagus bed, which is next to the hops, and I noticed something for the first time. I did not realize asparagus here and here and here was already sprouting. So I'm going to get these ones tucked in, and then we're going to move on to the next projects.
Yeah.
So asparagus is one of those ones I really like because once you get it in, it'll come back for decades and it just kind of keeps getting better with each year. We used to wild harvest the asparagus back in Wisconsin and I saved a bunch of the seeds, but I kind of like lost them along the way. Otherwise I'd be putting them in. Whoa, what was that? A big worm down there somewhere. Ooh. Be careful. Good healthy soil. Look at that worm. You want that one, Bugger?
Yeah.
All right, you may. And I know that my friend up in Michigan would wild harvest some and save the seeds for them too. So I'm not sure if these crowns are from that or if these are a domesticated breed that he had, but either way, happy to have them and what a gift. These ones here were also a gift for us. So we definitely appreciate gifts like that, which continue to give us food and feed our family. If you take a look at that, you can see they were definitely ready to get growing and get in the soil. So we're gonna help them out. Well, those asparagus were a great gift from somebody off our property. I did find some things on our property that I thought were pretty cool too. When I was out here earlier, I was noticing a number of little cilantro seedlings. So these are what I would call volunteer plants. These are plants that we did not sow ourselves, and because of how the pathways here are breaking down, as I showed you guys in one of the last videos, it's actually becoming a better growing medium. So these little seeds fell to the ground. I can actually see one here. And now they're beginning to sprout. So what I'm gonna do, since we use a lot of cilantro here, since Mama Pepper really likes it, I'm just going to lift them as carefully as I can, trying to keep their roots intact, and transplant them over to one of our new raised beds. Oh, that was not very good. Let me try better over here. Okay, there we go. So, wow, it's got deep roots already. Let's get this little guy and a couple of his friends lifted and we'll go put him in our new raised bed. So since cilantro is one of the ones Mama Pepper really likes, I'm just gonna plant some right in the front of here, leaving room for a backdrop, something going over the archways, some plants growing on the side, probably some flowers and stuff. But these little baby cilantro seedlings are gonna go right in here, and this is the closest bed to the house, which makes it easier too. It's been kind of off and on, almost sprinkling and raining today, so these should get watered pretty good pretty soon too. Well guys, it may not look like much, but that's really like 10 or a dozen little cilantro plants that we didn't have to buy. We didn't have to do anything with. They just came on their own, and then as you come from the house up into here, they'll be there nice and easy for the family to enjoy. And hopefully soon enough they'll be joining us for dinner. Which leads me to my next project, because I got a couple more I want to do today before I got to shut things down. So in between the new raised beds on the perimeter here, we have these cattle panel archways. Some of that's going to be used for annual plants like noodle beans or maybe kiwanos, different stuff like that, but some of it's going to be used for perennials too. So we're going to be planting grapevines, maybe passion flowers, that type of stuff. This one, I'm going to put a couple grape plants in. These are some little grape seedlings I have, kind of sproutings, cuttings I have anyway. Now we're just going to put 2 on each side. I only have 3 here, so I'm going to see if I've got another one ready to go somewhere else. But then this year they're going to be small, and they're just going to be starting to grow on this. So I'm also going to grow an annual with them. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll let the annual kind of cover this, do whatever. This will be in the middle there. It'll be establishing its root system and getting started. And then maybe as they get bigger, hopefully we'll just kind of prune them back so we can have grapes hanging over here. That'll teach the kids patience. It'll teach them self-control, that they have to wait till they're perfectly ready. And if passion flowers, you know, produce the passion fruits too, that's another one where it's so hard to see like 100 of them hanging and know that you pretty much have to wait for them to drop before you can grab them. But I'm gonna get these guys in and then we'll see what's going on with probably 2 other projects still in this video. Well guys, I got 2 in on this side and 1 in over here. I looked around, I don't think I have any other ones started, but propagating grapes is really an easy process. Just as I mentioned in my grafting video, just beware. Make sure that you're using older heirloom varieties and nothing new, nothing patented, or you can get in trouble just for cutting up the plants you bought and making more. So keep that in mind. Now I've got to find a place for something really beautiful and special, and that's an American Beautyberry. Alright guys, so this one here is an American Beautyberry. We actually planted it somewhere else a couple years ago and let it get established before we had our land, just to have it be somewhere where it could get started and be there alive and well and better later. The root system here got broken off a bit when I uprooted it. It may grow back from the roots where I had it, which is fine, but it's time to move it down here, and I'm just trying to think of the best place to put it. I'd like it to be kind of on display, so to say, and then also it's a very useful one because the leaves can be used as a natural mosquito repellent. So the closer it is to the house as you enter the poultry and garden area, I'm thinking the better it's going to be. And I might just drop it somewhere up in here. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna get thinking on that, but I'm gonna get this thing in, and I may add just a little bit of rooting hormone to it to help get it started there. But this is gonna be a beautiful plant later. I will try to have a video linked here or in the description too that talks a little bit more about this plant and shows it off when it is I think it's even in berries at that point. So very cool, useful plant. Glad to have it here. And another one that's pretty easy to propagate, so I plan on making a lot more. So here's the spot I chose for it. This is in the center of our garden drive-through. There's a pathway here to the poultries, and here's the entrance and the exit heading back towards the house. It's right past all that stuff, and I still think I can see the center. This one was probably the original one. It's all the way dead now. These guys are still alive, but it's still dormant, just barely starting to wake up. It's got a little green node there. So we'll see how it all wakes up. I'll do some pruning. Some of these, yeah, probably still alive. And beautiful plant though. I think it'll look great here. I might even put in 2 more and just kind of have a wall of those for this section, but put in some rabbit manure and a little rooting hormone just to help that thing for when it wakes up, and give it a good soak. We had it in water overnight, and I'll give it a good drink now. So the only other thing I wanted to take care of, you know, let that possum go, take care of the asparagus, take care of the cilantro, take care of the grapes, take care of the beautyberry, and then I've actually got some bamboo that I want to plant. A lot of people don't like it. I have uses for it. We'll see how it goes. So if we look at our house here on the road and the driveway, I'm kind of thinning this stuff out for a number of reasons. A lot of this, if you look at all those vines, you can't really make it through. So I'm going to cut down a lot of the littler ones we don't need, thin out a lot of the vines, the greenbrier, a lot of greenbrier there, and kind of make it where it's open enough we can have pasture underneath here too. I've got some bamboo roots soaking in there with some scions from some of the different fruit trees, and I got those from somewhere I recently was. Decided to bring them home because bamboo is very useful for a lot of reasons to me, and at this point I'm thinking of trying to plant some here at the edge of the woods. So as we thin out all that stuff behind me, make it a little easier to see our house, what I want to do is add some in over here, and maybe it can grow up as a living wall, because here's the driveway and there's the road that drives past it. So just to kind of have a little bit of privacy, maybe put a wall of bamboo heading up here. That's the goal. This is starting to green up, and yeah, I don't know. You see the ground? That's what I got to dig in to try to plant it though. That's the hard part. But here goes nothing. And honestly, I've never grown bamboo before. I don't know if planting these will work. But pretty much somebody cut a bunch down and uprooted them all. And they're still alive at the moment. So I'm gonna give them an opportunity. If they don't work, then lesson learned, but we'll find out. Oh, yeah, that was a lot more work. Nah, it was as much work as I thought it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be a lot. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for this video. Hopefully some of those things I'm doing will help our family for years to come. Maybe that possum will be out there eating ticks. Those asparagus hopefully feed us for a couple decades. Cilantro, I'll tell you what, price is right. All the work was done. They're already started. I can't wait to see them later on, and makes Mama Pepper happy to hear that. Then we've got cilantro there just waiting for her pretty much as soon as you get out that direction. So grapes, beautyberry, bamboo. We'll see what happens with it all, but as always, I'm excited. I'm encouraged, and we're moving forward. So I'll see you guys next time. Papa out.